I look really red. I've just got out of a steaming hot bath, so let's just ignore that. In fact, I look so rough. Actually, maybe we shouldn't ignore it. Maybe we should do something about it. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Megan and today I'm doing a video on things to make your average life amazing, because we always see that TikTok that's like, you have to start romanticizing your own life. So that's what I'm going to show you today, how I try to romanticize my own life, because to be honest, I think life is flipping hard and it's not an easy roller coaster that only goes up, you know. It's very difficult. So there's lots of things I've put in place in my own life to try and make it a bit more fabulous, because I think with lots of things in the modern day it's very easy to just think of life as miserable and difficult and all that kind of thing. And so I've do certain things in my life to try and make it a bit more exciting, so that when I look back I can think, wow, I led a crazy life. Let's just get started. Probably the main thing I do, basically what I do is I jot down the best points of every day, the highlights. I got this from when I was in Fiji. We did a highlight of the day and then I was jotting them down in a journal and then I just carried on. So yeah, so in Fiji we would only do one highlight, but now I just put down the best points of every day. So if I just go to a page in my planner, you can see that every day I write down like my favourite points of the day, and that just makes the day seem so much better. I remember the other day my mum was in the room when I was writing it and I was trying to think of things to write in it for the best points of the day. She was like, oh, it's been quite a nonchalant day, and then I managed to think of 6 highlights from the day. So it really puts a better perspective on things. I also put even negative things that have happened in a day. If they've taught me something, or if I think they're going to make me stronger or something, I'll put them in as well, because why not? I think that's the best thing you can do. Just every evening, just write a list of the best things that have happened in that day. The next 2 things I do involve reading. I'm always reading all the time, so that even if life is hard, it's like a world you can escape to. And even finishing a book can be the highlight of a day, so that's nice. And even though it's not your life you're living, sometimes there's nothing you can do about your own life and you just need to escape. So reading a book is a great way to do that. And I think you could sort of think of it as cheating because it's not your life, but I don't know, I feel like reading a book also helps put your own life into perspective as well. And then this is another thing I do, also involves reading, and it's reading non-fiction books before bed. So basically what I do, I have quite a few non-fiction books, like self-help books kind of thing. I used to just read them in one go. When I was reading Good Vibes, Good Life, I realised, I don't know if you can see in the camera, yeah, you can see it's like sort of sectioned off. So I was like, I don't want to read this in one go because it could teach me a lot. This is actually an incredible book. I definitely recommend Good Vibes, Good Life by Bex King. I was like, I don't want to read it in one go because then I'll forget the lessons. It'll just be one bunch, and the lessons it's taught me I might move on and forget. So I decided I'd only read a bit of a non-fiction book a little bit now and again, so that I didn't just get it out and forget about it in a week's time. So I read like a little bit. At the moment I finished that one. I'm reading Calm by Fern Cotton. So I read like a little bit now and again. I don't do it every night. I probably do it maybe 2-3 times a week because I am obsessed with normal reading. So yeah, but just like if a night where I'm not feeling too great, or if I've just got time to like instill a little bit of self-help, I think that's a really good thing to do. What else do? I daydream all the time, because sometimes your current life just isn't that fabulous and all you've got to look forward to is the future. That's all that keeps you going sometimes. So some people are like, oh, you shouldn't daydream, live life in the present, which yes you should, and you're doing that by writing the highlights of each day, so you're still living life in the present. But sometimes it's what's in the future that really pushes you forward, like especially right now with the pandemic and with so many jobs being unavailable and with uni and all that all up in the air. It's very difficult to be like, wow, this life is fabulous, this is what I want for the rest of my life. So I'm just constantly thinking forward. I'm always planning. That's one thing that gets me through everything. I'm always planning my future. Like when I was 12, I had my morning routine for when I was 42 planned out. Like I'm always planning ahead, and that just gives you things to look forward to. And it might not even be like a set goal, but it's like just something exciting that like you daydream about something and then you think, wow, that could really happen in my life. I think that's so good, and it just adds that little bit of optimism to your life. Another thing also is just setting goals, like when you're doing something. For example, when I'm reading, normally I finish books quite quickly, but even still, I'll like say this one I started reading yesterday, I've just finished it. And yesterday I was like, I need to finish this tomorrow. So it's not that difficult a goal because I don't really do much else. But it's just, if you set a goal rather than do something and then finish it, if you set a goal to finish it, then it feels like more of an accomplishment when you do it. For example, if you're like sitting in bed one night and you think, oh, tomorrow I'll have a fancier lunch, tomorrow I'll have a mackerel salad. And then it's not even that big of a deal. It's not even, there's no time frame, there's nothing. But it's just when you do it, you think, great, I did what I set out to do last night. And it's the tiniest goal. But just, I think there's like a psychological thing of completing a goal is really like hypes you up. For example, I was working a few weeks ago and then I was getting up early for that, and then when I finished work, because it was only a temporary contract, I was like, I'm going to carry on waking up early so I can make the most out of my day. So before I started work, I would probably wake up at 1 PM, and now I wake up at 8:30 AM every day, and it's not even an achievement anymore because I've got into the habit of it, but I treat it like an achievement. I'm like, yes, I've woken up at this time. And that's just a really good thing to do. Another thing I've started doing is having a bath every evening. This is more for physical health. I know so many people say a bath helps your mental health. Yeah, it's not going to fix many things, but I do think a bath helps your physical health. So say if you've been for a marathon, if you ran a marathon or something, not something I tend to do, but if you have, you're most likely going to have a bath after that because it sort of resets your muscles. Yeah, you're still going to be sore the next day, but you're not going to be as sore. This is a habit I picked up whilst I was working because I was on my feet for 9 hours a day. I'd come home, my feet were killing, so I'd have a bath, and it didn't 100% fix my feet. They were still pretty sore, but it fixed them to a certain extent, so it gave me like a fresh new body the next day, if you know what I mean. I don't know, I feel like a bath just resets your muscles, so keeping a good headspace and perspective on life is made a little bit tricky if you've got any like muscle tension or anything like that, like any pains in your body. Obviously there's lots of pains and stuff that a bath's not going to fix, but like just tension from sitting in a weird position or something, just resetting that every night I think is very helpful so that you can eradicate all the stuff that could ruin your day. Another thing I think is keeping your room tidy, like keeping it as a nice little space. Okay, I'm gonna scratch that one because I'm just looking around and my room is a mess. And the final thing is basically romanticizing your own life, turning it into a bit of a memoir. This is scrapbooking, I don't know why I described it as that. But I have this scrapbook. It literally won't close any more than that. It's so full. It started when I left high school, so when I started sixth form, and I just have like all these great memories in there. And even though quite a lot of the memories in it now would more likely cause sadness because obviously friendship groups changed and things like that, so there's lots of memories in there now that you'd think would cause more sadness, but instead of looking at it like, oh, I've lost that, or oh, look what happened with that, I look at it as, look what I did, like look what my life was like then. You just have to appreciate that even though things change and life moves on and people change and all that sort of stuff, you have to appreciate that everything happens for a reason. So even if the ending of a friendship was super upsetting, the friendship was still great. Like, the more upsetting it is, the better the friendship was. So you just have to look at things with a different perspective, and scrapbooking, including memories that are maybe with people that you're not friends with anymore or anything like that, is still important, and it's just to look back on. So if I'm having a really awful day and absolutely nothing is helping, like none of this stuff is helping, I can just look through this, and I have some amazing memories in this. Cambodia, Fiji, Thailand, Florida, Portugal, you know, London, like bonfire night, Christmas parties, Lord's, birthdays, like literally starting uni. I've so many memories in this, and it's just, you can just look back and be like, yeah, today is awful, but look how much I've done in life. Like, it's really good. And again, like with the book, it doesn't have to be a momentous occasion. I gave a really bad example listing them things. It can be just something like going to the park with my friends, or if you've got a picture of it, just put it in and vamp it up a bit. I can see a picture of me and my mum just one day. We went in the garden and we took a picture. I put it up on my wall as if it was a momentous occasion. Was it? No, we went out and took a funny picture with tennis rackets. But it's just created a memory, you know. Create memories out of things you wouldn't normally see as memories. That's what a lot of these things do. Also, say yes to more things. Don't be afraid to hang out or of rejection or anything. Like, just say yes, offer people to do more things, you know. Just try. Obviously at the minute it's in a pandemic, so socially not that easy, but just try do more things. Or even like in September I was really struggling. Like, I felt like I always wanted to do things but I could never find anybody to do these things with, and then I just started doing them by myself. Like, there's this massive shopping centre in Newcastle and I couldn't ever get anybody to go. People were always busy, and then I was just like, I'll just go by myself. Like, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like, at the minute when I look for holidays, I just think I'll go by myself, you know. It's more about absorbing the culture and having that experience. Yes, it's great to have friends and do things with friends, but like in a pandemic, or when your friends live all around the country, or when everybody's got busy schedules, sometimes just do it yourself. And when you take that leap and do something by yourself, then you'll start to realize like, oh, it's not so bad, and stop worrying about what other people think. Because I think really the biggest fear of doing something by yourself is other people being like, oh, she's such a loner. No, I'm independent and I can have this fun by myself, you know. Yeah, obviously do things with friends too if you've got them. Don't become a complete hermit and only do things by yourself unless that's what you want to do, but just get used to the idea of being a bit more independent, because then that means you don't have to rely on other people for your own happiness. So yeah, those are my tips really on romanticizing your own life, because it's all very, very well and good TikTok telling us to do it, but they haven't told us how, so here we are. That is the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye!